In our fast-paced modern world, it's easy to become overwhelmed and stressed out by the demands of daily life. We often find ourselves clinging to things that no longer serve us, whether it's material possessions, toxic relationships, or negative thought patterns. The art of letting go is about releasing these attachments and freeing ourselves from these burdens that weigh us down. Letting go is a powerful tool for finding peace in life. By examining the things that are causing us stress and anxiety, we can begin to identify what needs to be released. This might involve decluttering our physical space, finding solutions to toxic relationships, or letting go of limiting beliefs. However, letting go is not always easy. We often hold on to attachments. What can we do and how can we practice this concept? Let's find out in the video. Namaste. I am Gargi and you are watching The Aligned Souls, where we talk about mind, body and soul. Let's dive in. Understanding letting go. It's common to believe that external factors are responsible for the way we feel. It could be a person, a situation, or even an object that we believe is causing us to feel upset, frustrated, or annoyed. However, the truth is that external factors are not the real cause of our negative emotions. The real cause is the idea, concept, or narrative we have in our minds that is causing us to resist what is happening. Actually, what happens is we always have our opinion of right and wrong, and then we judge the situations based on these opinions, which causes the trouble. Now, I will give you 3 examples where we will see 3 different scenarios and how our opinions cloud our judgment in those times. Number 1, blame others. When we feel upset or annoyed with someone, we tend to blame them for how we feel. We believe that they are the ones who are causing us to feel that way. But in reality, it is not the person who is the cause of our emotions. It is the idea that we have of them that is causing the trouble. We have an expectation of how they should behave or speak, and when they don't meet our expectations, we feel upset or frustrated. I was part of an institution where my superior was not supportive, to say the least. He found every possible way to put me under the bus. I was upset. I was very annoyed because I felt he was the reason behind my situation. According to me, he was to be blamed. Number 2, blame ourselves. We often blame ourselves for not being good enough, strong enough, or disciplined enough. We think that we are the problem and we need to change ourselves to feel better. However, the real problem is that we have an idea about how we should be, and when we don't meet that criteria, we bash ourselves. We have set unrealistic expectations for ourselves, and when we don't meet them, we feel bad. I wanted to go for a run daily, but I was not doing it regularly. And then I started to get into the self-criticism abyss. Does that help? When I get a plate again the next morning, I confirm my conception to myself that I am not disciplined. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy that doesn't help me in any way. Number 3, blame the activity. When we resist doing something and blame the task or ourselves for not feeling motivated, we think that the activity is boring or we lack the strength or motivation to do it. But again, the real cause of the resistance is the idea that we have about the activity. Picking up and dropping kids to and from school had become such a time-consuming daily chore for me. Was the activity boring in itself? Or was it because of my mental approach towards it? The ideas, concepts, and narratives that we hold in our minds can often cause us to cling to things that disrupt our peace and purposeful action. It's easy to get attached to our own beliefs and ideas and when they clash with reality, we can find ourselves feeling anxious and frustrated. Sometimes these beliefs can be so deeply ingrained that we don't even realize that they are the root cause of our problems. Hold on to the examples that I mentioned, as we will come back to them after I mention the steps of practicing letting go. Practicing letting go. Don't worry if you hold on to things and to emotions. Don't worry if it's not easy for you to let go. Focus on practicing it. Letting go of concepts is a practice that can be developed over time. Now I will tell you a few simple steps. If you follow them, they will help you develop the art of letting go. Step 1. Identify any disturbing emotion. To begin, we need to notice when we are experiencing difficulty or some negative emotion. This could be a frustration with ourselves, someone else, or a situation we are facing. When we recognize it, it creates an opportunity to manage it. Because only when we know that we are not feeling good enough and we really want to work towards it, that we will try to change something. Step 2. Feel the emotions in your body. The second step is to simply be with the emotion without judgment. If we are feeling frustration, for example, we can allow ourselves to feel it as a physical experience in our body rather than getting caught up in the narrative of frustration. Don't try to fix it. Just try to locate where in the body you feel it. For me, I usually feel the emotions in my heart center and my stomach. Sometimes I also feel them around my temples. Step 3. Let go of the mental concept. The third step is to let go of the mental concept that is causing the difficulty. This is often an idea of how we think things should be, and when they are not our way, we get disturbed. By releasing this mental concept, we experience freedom. Once we identify the idea that is causing the difficulty, we can imagine letting go of it and experiencing the moment as is. By doing so, we are not letting ourselves or others off the hook. Instead, we are freeing ourselves from the attachment to an idea that is causing us to suffer. Step 4. Experience the moment. Now that we have let go of our mental concepts, we can experience the moment as is. We are no longer bound by our ideas of how things should be, and instead, we can be fully present with the reality of the moment. We can be curious about something in the present moment, feel gratitude, or simply be in awe of the moment. This allows us to experience life purely and without any preconceived ideas. Step 5. Go take action now. Finally, once we are free of our mental concepts, we can take action if necessary. We can tackle the task we were resisting or have a conversation with someone without the frustration that was previously holding us back. Being free doesn't mean we don't take action, but we approach it from a different perspective. Instead of simply seeking to change what we don't like, we should first accept the things as they are and then create change from a different place. By doing so, we may be able to discover new and innovative ways to transform our current circumstances. Now, let's go back to my examples. Remember the institution I was a part of where the superior was making my life difficult? I was upset and he was to blame. If I resolved this problem using the above approach, then the steps would go like this. First, I would notice that I am upset about this particular situation. Second, I try to feel the emotion in my body without any judgment or any attempt to fix it. I would feel the frustration and anger. Third, I look at this objectively and let go of the expectation that my superior has to behave in a particular way. Note that At this stage, don't consider this as inaction. Fourth, now I can think freely and look at the situation from a different perspective. I'm so grateful for my job and that it's near my house. The perks are good. Lastly, I can now think of an alternative approach to engage with my senior. I can talk to him or involve my HOD in the conversation. The point is that you start to look at it from a different perspective, an objective angle without any burden. And that opens up your mind for possibilities. On the other hand, when you are stressed out and burdened by your emotions, your rational thinking is clouded and you keep falling deeper into the abyss. Now let's look at the next example. The lack of discipline in going for a run and the associated self-criticism. When I free myself from self-bashing and mental baggage, I can think freely. I feel lighter and can approach the problem from a different angle. I realize I just need to put on my shoes, then things will follow. So every morning as I wake up, I just focus on that. I stop bothering about big fat problem of being fit and disciplined and so on. I focus on the now. I woke up, let me put on my shoes. That's it. I was able to find this solution after I let go of self-bashing for not being disciplined. Even if I miss a day here and there, it's okay. I don't need to criticize myself or be judgmental about it. Can I make up for it? Maybe an evening walk? Oh yes, that works, doesn't it? And slowly but surely, I started to fall into a routine and develop a healthy habit. On to our third example, where I found the chore of dropping kids to school every day utterly boring and a drag. When I stopped blaming the activity and let go of the resistance, I was able to create change from a different perspective. I started dropping them on a bicycle. It was a good exercise and I started looking at it as an opportunity to have some good time with the kids. By practicing these steps regularly, we can become more adept at letting go. Of course, letting go of our mental concepts is easier said than done. It requires practice and patience. We may find ourselves slipping back into old patterns of thought, and that's okay. The important thing is to keep coming back to the present moment and to keep letting go of the mental concepts as they arise. To truly let go, we have to cultivate a sense of mindfulness and self-awareness. This means acknowledging our attachments and the emotions that come with them without judgment or criticism. And I repeat, it's not easy and it does not become your second nature overnight. It takes time, and just like any new skill, it needs practice. It requires patience, perseverance, and a willingness to embrace change. It is a process of self-discovery and growth, and it can be deeply transformative. Through letting go, we can find a sense of calm, clarity, and purpose in our lives. Please do try it and let me know your experiences in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Thanks a lot for watching, and do subscribe to the channel for more videos on building a healthy mind, body, and soul.